All information given in this episode is for educational purposes and should not be tried prior to consulting a licensed physician and or certified state or accrediting bodies. We encourage all listeners to research, talk, and make all inquiries to all of the important professionals and governing bodies before acting on any information heard on the De La Fit podcast. Any action taken by any listener is done by and under their own omission and action, whether conscious to the results, positive or not.
To the De La Fit Podcasts, 360 degrees of holistic fitness and health, all in one podcast.
Salutations and proclamations. It is I, it is you, it is us, it is we. Together we make up the digital family that is the De La Fit Podcast. I'm your host, Philly's #1 son, aka the Body Alchemist, Sun Moon Bay, bringing you another podcast excursion. Welcome back, everybody, to the 360 degrees of holistic fitness and health. Happy Friday to you. We have a great podcast for you today. Our guest is organizational psychologist, MBA professor, and host of the Best Morning Routine Ever podcast, Dr. Lunide Lewis. She is here to discuss how to create positive morning habits, which will translate into a more focused routine, a more focused morning routine, which in turn will translate to a more focused, positive day. You know, the conversation we've been having as of late in the last 2 weeks has been about the late, great Kobe Bryant. And what a lot of us are finding out that weren't fans is that Kobe Bryant was an extremely driven individual. He had a laser-like focus. When he wanted to accomplish something, he zoomed in on it and he didn't let go. How do we develop this type of laser-like focus? Well, guess what? It all starts from that moment you open up your eyes and you see the light of day. That's when it starts, at least right now to me. And Dr. Lunide Lewis is here to talk to us about how to formulate those good morning routine habits. So I am so excited about this. Let's not dilly-daddle. Let's get right into it. It's time. It's the De La Fit Podcast. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's Philly's #1 son. Listen, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's a creation tool that allows you how to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a stunning podcast in one place. So listen, if you want to be like me and have your own podcast, go to anchor.com. That's anchor.com.
You're now tuned in to the De La Fit Podcast.
This call is now being recorded.
All right, excellent. So I'm going to count us in 1, 2, 3. Welcome back. 360 degrees of holistic fitness and health. That is the that is the De La Fit Podcast. I'm a little tongue-tied out there, people. Please excuse me. You know, I didn't get my morning water. I need to always take a little sip, but was a little excited when I realized I was going to have my guest here. We have with us PhD Lunide Lewis, and she's going to be discussing habit forming with us. You know, it's a new year, new you. We've heard this how many times, but what makes it different is the fact that it is the year 2020, the year of clarity. Woo! Do you feel that? I know I do. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring to you Lunide Lewis. She's going to help us formulate those habits. Lunide, how are you today?
I am blessed. How are you doing today, sir?
I am feeling so good, feeling so strong, so vibrant, and I'm ready for this. When I found out and we got the schedule together and you said, yes, we can do it on the 10th, I was like, all right, let's get it. So I'm excited.
Oh, I am thrilled to be here because, as you say, new year, new you, there is a lot of habits being thrown out there. There is a lot of need for change in the new year, whether it's a fitness change, whether it's a mental change, whether it's decluttering, getting rid of some people that don't fit your circle, or adding new people to elevate you to the next level. It is time for concentration on evolvement. And that's what I want to come in today and talk about. I want to talk about how, well, let me tell you briefly about my background. So I'm a psychology major. I have my PhD in business psychology and decided to take that, not just do clinical psychology, but look at entrepreneurs, look at how entrepreneurs are successful, look at what they do, how that contributes to who they are. So looking at their morning habits, how they wake up, dress up, and show up to do what they do every day. And out of that was birthed my podcast. And I have to tell you, what I am finding out is extremely valuable. And I think if we, and myself, have applied these tools and have seen tremendous change and tremendous growth. And so I want to be able to share with your audience today what successful entrepreneurs are doing to be who they are.
Oh, that's exciting.
A little bit about my background and why this journey started is I know about you and your listeners, but I used to work 12, 16-hour days. I was burnt out. I developed what is called an adrenal fatigue, where you are wired but tired. Yeah, wired but tired, and your cortisol level is it's varied so frequently because you are either in flight or fight mode constantly because of high stress level. And let me tell you, it's something that is underdiagnosed a lot because people don't know how to recognize the symptoms.
Very true.
Yeah, they just think I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I have these cravings for sugar and fatty food and carbs. Let me just eat that and I'll be satisfied. You will be satisfied, but that's just a Band-Aid because it actually wants more of that same food and they're not healthy for you. And so at night you can't sleep. You are wired. You're like ready to go. And then you wake up in the morning so tired, lethargic, can't even make it through the day. You need a nap by noon. And you're not productive because you don't have mental clarity. And this is due to just overstress, overworking your adrenal glands because they're overproducing your cortisol to fight the stress that you're undergoing. And so I went through that in 2018, and I was working 12, 13-hour days and didn't realize what was going on. And so I sought out to heal myself in a holistic approach. So I started incorporating meditation, reading on what my body needs, and magnesium is one of them. And we lack, 86% of Americans are magnesium deficient.
True.
It's bizarre. And we need that. It has the magnesium to help with stabilizing mood levels, but also for absorbing minerals. So that's how my journey started, with finding a way to heal myself. And in this process, I developed a morning routine to set me up, to prime me for the day that actually combats adrenal fatigue and any stressor. Because, the mom and dad, they're stressed with kids. We stress at work. You can't avoid stress. And a good stress is part of life. But finding the ways to combat it and deal with it is what I am going to share with you guys today.
That's amazing. It's something how everything seems to connect. We actually had, I don't know if you're familiar with her, Miss Kristen Harper, and she was here. She started a business where they do hair samples to help people be diagnosed with adrenal exhaustion. And she was saying a lot of the same things that you were talking about, and how it's it's grossly underdiagnosed. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yep.
Some of the things we can do to help ourselves get back to where we need to be, and the fact of what you're saying about the stress, and the fact of also about what you were dealing with, the habits that can come from that. Because when we're not in a physical or mental healthy space, we create dysfunctional habits. So
Right.
with that, what, as I see that you have here, what are the 9 actionable items in Hit Savers? Explain a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you hit it on the nail, because we are forming habits continuously. Habits are forming without our permission. Whether it's bad eating, whether it's waking up and jumping out, running out of the house with no breakfast, with no time to yourself. You do that 3 times, it becomes a habit now. You'll do it a 4th time. You'll do it a 5th time. Because we are habitual creatures. The mind is, the brain is safe that way. It's designed to protect you. And so it wants routine. It wants things that are consistent, that are familiar, because anything that is different, that's for a change, anything you want to incorporate, anytime you want to incorporate a change that is different, there's resistance, right? You know the saying, nobody likes a change. Well, that's because the brain is designed that way to protect you as a mammal, so that anything drastic that comes that's not part of the routine, it's going to protect you.
Okay.
It's an animal instinct. So that's how habits are formed. They're happening naturally. Now, the clue is to form them intentionally. The clue is to create healthy habits that will serve you and help you grow. And so what I've done is I've studied the habit forming science behind the brain and how we work. And I can get into that. There's a habit loop that takes place on how to create new habits and how to get rid of old habits. And I can tell you about that. And for the habit loop, and all you want to hear about the Hit Savers, because I'm excited about that too.
Right.
So let's do so the Hit Savers that I have identified and I found out from all the entrepreneurs I've been interviewing over the past year is that there are 9 actionable items done in 9 minutes to hack your morning. So if you don't have 20 minutes, you don't have an hour, you can do each item that I'm going to list out 60 seconds each, 1 minute each, and that will start. That's like a gateway drug. That will start the process to actually get you acclimated with starting a process. Because remember, you have to start small. You have to ease into it so that the mind has time to process and realize that this is a new action. This is what you're telling it to do now.
Okay.
So Hit Savers, it's an acronym that stands for H is for hydration. And it's funny that you mentioned earlier in the morning you're a little out of it because you didn't hydrate, you didn't have your water, you like to sip it, and you are right on for saying that, right? Because hydration is key. So tell us, why do you do it in the morning before I get into the science?
Well, for me, hydration is very important just because I'm a physical trainer as well. So, and I train people. I also train, I'm always training as myself. So hydration is just important. I mean, the body is 70 to 75% water, and your mind functions, your body functions, your muscle functions, all move much better when you are totally hydrated. In fact, your strength is increased exponentially when you are hydrated. So that's one of the big things I like to do in the morning. In fact, I have my water bottle right here, and every morning I get up. It's about I think it's about 67 ounces, and I drink the whole thing before I start my day.
Sun Moon, that is fantastic. You just hit it right on the nail. Precisely. It's important. Our body needs to hydrate. Our brain is over 70% water. So when we're sleeping, we're dehydrated. We're parched, depleted, and so when we wake up, it serves our brains. We need to replenish. And so if you want to get rid of that morning fog, that clear cloud that you just can't think straight, you're like bumping your toes into the bedstand, you're walking in and you're blindly just trying to find your way around. But that, when you drink a glass of water, room temperature water first thing in the morning, it helps your brain. It rids of the morning fog for you, but it also because you're fasting the night before as well, because you're sleeping for 6 to 8 hours. That's a fasted food.
Right.
That's why you do breast fast. You are breaking your fast in the morning the minute you eat, because you're giving the system, it's shut down, it's taking a break, but you're still expelling toxins throughout the night. And so when you drink a glass of water, it aids that process. That's why you got to run to the restroom first thing in the morning. It aids in releasing that toxin out of your body. And so if you have the fluid in it to help flush it out, it's going to help you throughout the day to feel a lot cleaner. And in metabolism as well, because now you get your metabolism going first thing in the morning.
Right.
So it's essential. Hydration for first thing in the morning. I wrote an ebook about it because I'm writing a book series on each of these acronyms. And the first one is hydration. So my book that came out is first thing first, hydrate. The power of habits can change your destiny. And
nice.
it really gets into the details, the science behind why you should hydrate, and the need for magnesium in your water. So Sun Moon, I add a dash of Himalayan salt into my water the night before. So the morning routines can start the night before. So prep the night before. I added it's a glass of water, salt of Himalayan salt in it to help with the magnesium that we're deficient in. And this helps with the adrenal fatigue, with the cortisol levels. This helps with minerals, because there are 9 strengths of minerals in magnesium alone.
Okay. And how much do you put in with your Himalayan salt? I missed that last part.
A pinch. Just a pinch.
Okay.
Yeah, just a pinch of Himalayan salt, just to add the color. It's a pink Himalayan salt too. And it wakes you up because you're absorbing minerals first thing in the morning as well. So I do that for hydration. That's the H in the HIT savor. The I is an I am grateful for journal. So I am grateful journal. And in there, I write 3 things. And there's an application. I'm working on an app right now that's coming out with this Hit Saver app that makes it so easy for you to just open it and write, I am grateful for 3 things.
Okay.
That's it. And you know what happens when you're grateful, you have that positive attitude first thing in the morning. It breeds more of that optimism. It gives you more things to look for, to be grateful for throughout the day. Versus waking up and like hitting snooze and like, I'm unhappy. I don't want to go to work today. Do I have to do this? That is a habit you're forming. And if you wake up like that every day, guess what? Your day is going to be run by that energy.
Right.
So I am grateful for today. Breath of life. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for the sunshine. I'm grateful for having shoes to wear. I'm grateful for the meal that I'm going to eat. And it's simple. Just list 3 things. And then that really just puts you in a vibe of gratitude. And
I like
the T, thank you. The T in Hit Savers is time's up. Make your bed.
Simple. Okay.
Simple.
Now, I've heard this before. Why is it so important to make your bed? Especially me. I don't make my bed a lot.
Productivity. Do it tomorrow and you'll see how your mindset shifts. Because what happens is you've accomplished the first task of the day. You've actually consciously went and decided to make your bed, station your pillow, and that is training the mind to finish what it starts. Right?
Okay.
Because you start sleeping process the night before. You brush your teeth, you floss, you got into your PJs, you got under your blanket, and you went to bed, you slept, you got up. But the process is not over because you didn't make your bed. If you run out, you left the bed unmade. So your bed is constantly unmade. You're not completing a task ever. Because if you never make your bed, it's never complete.
Gotcha.
So for productivity, you want to finish your make your bed, and that also ties into willpower, because that's how you strengthen willpower, by finishing what you start. And so the first task of the day is making your bed to help you accomplish your first that task, and then it breeds for more productivity throughout the day. It's fascinating. That's how the brain works.
That's interesting. That is interesting. So it's continuing those tasks.
Yeah, that's it. And they're simple. I'm not asking you to go run a marathon. I'm not asking you to spend 3 hours in your morning routine. I'm asking you to make your bed, something you would do that will take you 5 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so it's easing into it, and then you realize you can do more, and you want to do more. So I have a quote that I came up with about making your bed, and it hits it right on the nail. It's called, I said, a made-up bed is a made-up mind.
I like that. Could you repeat that?
A made-up bed is a made-up mind.
I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's going to be on the trailer, the teaser.
Yes. So let's elaborate on that, right? Because you've decided to make your bed. You've decided to set your day for success. And because your mind is made up, your bed is made up, you know what you're going to do today. You decided, I'm going to be productive. You made the decision. That's you making a decision. That act is you deciding.
Right.
And it's powerful. That's the hit. You know, HIT, hit. And now we get into your favors, and that's where the fun begins. Sun Moon. Okay. Now we're looking at favors. S is for silence. Practicing intentional silence. We're talking about meditation, deep breathing. You could start with just 1 minute of it, but you will eventually see the benefits so quickly that you'll want to increase it to 3 minutes. You'll want to increase it to 5 minutes and 10 minutes. And then sometimes I think 10 minutes is all you need. Now,
okay. So like some meditation, it's like almost a form of meditation into that. Okay.
That's it. It's practicing intentional silence for that duration of time. And it could be anything for you. It could be just laying in bed and observing your breath. Taking one deep breath in and one deep breath out. In and out, in and out. That's it. The goal is to watch your thoughts. Because our thoughts, we have so many of them that one rancid. That just, it's like a dog, right? That just, like a glitter, a light, traffic, anything. It just wants to go. So this process of silence will help you to start controlling that train of thought that flies like popcorn all the time. So the easiest way to do it is control your breathing. It's just watching your breathing normally, but noticing with the inhale and the exhale. Noticing when you stop after the inhale and when you exhale. And it's that simple. It's like in and out. And you do that for 1 minute. You do that for 3 minutes. You will find out at the end of the week, you have more control of what you think about.
Okay.
And this is important. Simple. It's simple because it's important because what you think about, you become.
Okay. Right.
If you're thinking negative thoughts, you're gonna be negative. If you're thinking bad things are gonna happen, you're asking bad things to happen to you. But if you control it, and you say, I want this to happen, and I want it to have a great outcome. That's exactly what you're gonna get.
Gotcha. So
that's favors. That's silence and meditation. Now we're looking at affirmations. Affirmations are by far my favorite. This is, and I'll tell you why. Because we operate at 95% subconsciously. We go into autopilot. And again, we do this because that's how the brain can protect itself. Because you are on autopilot. When you go to work, you are sitting at a desk. It's a routine. You do it 40 days. You do it 40 hours, 5 days a week. It becomes a routine. So you drive to work, you get to work, you get in your cubicle, you do this, you have lunch at noon, you break for 2, and then you leave at 5. That becomes your routine. You're on autopilot. Driving. Remember when you first started driving, Sun Moon, and you were holding the steering wheel, 2 hands, eyes on the mirror, checking all 3 mirrors, right? Because it was so new for you. You were on the conscious mind, and you were like looking at when to use your blinker. Is it now? Okay, I'm gonna turn. How far do I turn the steering wheel? And you were so diligent, and you were so aware, so conscious of every move. Every time you got behind the car, and you were learning. And right after you got your license, you started doing it for a month. Then you ease off, right? Now you're driving with 1 hand.
You're right. You get to look your style.
Yeah, you switch up your style. It becomes more personal to you. Now you're not even looking at the side mirrors. You're just looking at the rearview mirror. You are now relaxing. Now you can even have drink while you are your coffee while you're driving.
Right.
What do you think happens there? Well, now driving became a subconscious thing. Some people get in the car and then they get home and don't know how they got home.
Right.
Muscle memory kicks in. Right? That is the subconscious. That's how we live. That's 95% of our day. We operate out of the subconscious mind. What that means is we're not conscious. We're just doing things. We're just going about life. We're on autopilot and we don't even realize that. It's not necessarily a bad thing. That's how the mind is designed to protect you. Because imagine if you were alert and conscious for everything you did throughout the day, you would go bananas.
Yeah, it would drain you.
Yeah, you would have no energy for anything. You wouldn't make it through the day. point blank, right?
Yeah.
So now you're on autopilot. Subconscious mind kicks in, and guess what? Subconscious mind has been programmed. Subconscious mind has been framed, and that could have been programmed by our parents, society. There are things when, as a child, we are in alpha state where we are just designed to download data. We are learning from our parents. We are learning from our teachers. We're learning from our siblings. We're just watching people's faces. We're just learning how they do things because we don't have a judgmental cue in our bones to tell us what to pick and what not to pick. We're just taking it all in. So if you were brought up and somebody said something to you, you are not enough. You are not capable of accomplishing this. You can't do this. Who do you think you are? Guess what happened? That gets programmed into your subconscious mind. Because
right.
at that age, you were only downloading data. You didn't know to say, that's not true of me. That's not who I am. You didn't know that. You just took it as truth. And it became your reality. But that is somebody else's truth that you took on. And it's not fair. So what we have to do is reprogram the subconscious mind. And the way we do that is through affirmations.
Okay.
I do affirmations on a daily basis to reframe my mind to say I am possible, I am capable, I have everything in me to accomplish my goals. One is I'm divinely happy. I am divinely guided. It's that you wanna put that in repetition to yourself because we are talking to ourselves all the time. And
right.
It's essential that we talk to ourselves as if we are talking to a loved one. Because we talk to our lovers in a very nice and amicable, loving way. We say sweet things to them. But when we talk to ourselves, it's curt, it's harsh, it's brutal, it's self-sabotaging.
Right.
Like, you suck, that was terrible. Who do you think you are? Oh, I'm so stupid. Hello, you are telling yourself this, and you are going to behave that. You're going to react that because we are what we think about. Your conversation we're having, yeah.
A quick question. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but why do you think we do that? Why are we so hard on ourselves?
The download. Got
you.
The download from young. The download that continues for years that we don't learn to reach. We're now becoming conscious of it, that it's been happening. We're now becoming aware that we downloaded somebody else's feeling for us, or somebody said something that stuck with us that we don't belong anymore. And also, you think as a child, how many times you heard no when you hit before the age of 5? How many times you've been told, no, don't do this, don't do that, no. Well, that just tells you, it puts it barricades you.
Gotcha.
It tells you there are limits, that there are things you can and cannot accomplish. So that's why we do it, because we are so ingrained. And it's a lot of it is influence of societal, family, friends, just things that are coming at us that we need to differentiate and say, that's not me. That's not who I want to be anymore. And affirmations are important because the only way you're going to reprogram the subconscious mind is through repetition. Remember, it's a program. You can't just hit stop and it just continue. You have to replace it with something else.
Understood.
So that's the affirmation. So I do daily affirmations, and there's a great tool, and I'm going to give it out right now, is to YouTube. There's affirmations on YouTube you can listen to. That will actually help reframe the mind. You can listen to them in the morning as you are getting ready. So that's A for the hit savers, affirmation. And then the V is visionary. So it's visioneering. It's a form of visualization, but the way it works, Sun Moon, it's attaching a feeling, a good feeling, a winning feeling that you have experienced in the past to a goal that you want to accomplish in the future. That's where the engineering portion of it comes in. So what I essentially do with my clients is I have them relax and sit down and close their eyes for 5 breaths, just as if they're looking up towards their third eye, looking up their forehead, and that will get them in a theta state, a very calm, relaxing state. And what that does is they can now be open to feel. So they think about a feeling that they had, an event, an experience that they had that made them very happy. It could be getting engaged. It could be falling in love, your first kiss. It could be the birth of your first child. It could be getting that promotion. And then recognizing how you felt at that moment. Recognizing the past and congratulations that you got or the joy that you received. And it's just living that moment for a few seconds. And then once you capture those, you think about your future goal. What is it that you want to accomplish? Now we're talking about you're visualizing, you're picturing yourself in the new car. You're picturing yourself in the new lifestyle that you want, the new body that the weight you want to lose. You want to be picturing yourself fitting a size 4. You're picturing yourself to the minute detail, and in bringing those good feelings and winning feelings with you, because visionarying and affirmations, they only work if their emotion is attached to it.
Got you. So making that connection, that mind-muscle connection in a sense.
And it's a miracle, and it will be yours, because now the body thinks it already has it, because it's already attached a feeling to it. The feeling that it's already mine, it's here already. And
right.
So it's just going to happen. It's amazing how it works. That's visionary, and then we get into E.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah, we're into E. So that's exercising. I like to do R before E. It says hit savers because it spells out a name, but I like to do R, which is reading. You read for 1 minute. Read something inspirational, something stimulating, mentally stimulating for you, or listen to it. Whatever works. There's audiobooks, there's podcasts, anything. Like this great podcast right now, if you listen to 1 minute of it, you listen to it on your drive. Yeah, you listen to it on your drive to work. That is feeding your mind, because garbage in, garbage out. Great stuff in, great stuff out. You really gotta be conscious of what you're feeding all your senses. What you see, what you touch, what you taste, and of course what you feed your mind, what you listen to and what you hear. And so I encourage reading for 60 seconds. Again, this is 9 ways to hack your morning in 9 minutes. And you read something for 60 seconds, something stimulating, or you read for 20 minutes like I do in the morning. And that's part of your morning routine, because then you'll get it out the way. You're learning something new, but you're also developing, because the mind needs to be stimulated for growth. So that's reading. And then the last two, I really love this. So once I get to these last two, I'm like, all right, my day's ready to start. Because exercising, as a fitness coach, you know the importance of exercising.
Exactly. It has a plethora of benefits to the body. Alleviating stress. Alleviating stress, doing a lot.
Alleviating stress, yeah, absolutely. We are talking about getting the blood flow first thing in the morning. And it's easy, because you can do it for 1 minute. Do 60 push-ups. Do 60 seconds of push-ups. Mountain climbers. Do squats. That will elevate your heart rate. And once that happens, the body thinks it's worked out. It's awake now. And this wakefulness will give you energy throughout the day. It's surprisingly the only way you're going to make it through a 12, 15-hour day is to work out in the morning.
That's true. It does so much for the body. Even if you're just going up and down steps for a few minutes, just maybe 4 times, 5 times, whatever, if you have steps in your house. It does a lot for the body and opening up your neural pathways. So, it's highly valuable.
That's it. Yeah, I have nothing else to say about that. You're the expert. When you listen to him, because he knows exactly what he's talking about. And exercising is crucial. And my morning is not complete until it's done. And then the last one is shower. Because if you're going to work out, you're going to sweat a little bit. You take a shower. But the shower part is you're taking the last 60 seconds of your shower and making it frigid cold water.
Now this is something I do all the time, and I'm curious. I want to hear your explanation for it, because I know why I do it. But this is something I do as a habit on my daily. So please continue.
Okay, 60 seconds. It's frigid. I now just say, Alexa, set a timer for 60 seconds. And it goes right ahead and do it, and then you just wait. Time goes by quick. Now, why do we take a cold shower? My Alexa just started. Hold on. Alexa, stop.
No problem. Alexa wants to jump into this podcast interview right there.
Alexa's a boy. Let's not say her name. Okay. So,
she's good. She's good.
She's good. 60 seconds. It boosts, it gives you that energy boost to start your day. And if you are working out, and if you're an athlete, all the athletes, they take ice baths.
Ice bath. Yep.
Ice bath. And why did they take ice bath? Because the muscles need to be recovered. This is where recovery happens. You need to, there's even a cryo, like a frozen thing you can do when you were like below zero for 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. And athletes use that as well. I did it when I ran my marathon. I did a 26 miler, and afterwards that was my treat to myself, is to freeze my body. Nice. That benefit is so essential. Hold on 1 second. Alexa, stop. Artists, athletes do it. The ice buckets, they dump their body for muscle recovery. But when with the cold shower, it increases alertness. It releases endorphins from your body. Your brain now is stimulated because you went from warm water to cold water.
Hey everyone, we hope that you're enjoying the interview thus far. We'd just like to take some quick time out to remind everybody to like, follow, share, and subscribe. With every like, follow, share, and subscription, it helps the De La Fit podcast to grow. And the more we grow, the more information we can bring to you, the listener. So please, take some time out, like, follow, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
And now it's forcing you to breathe faster and harder.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, you're like preparing your body for this coldness that's going to take in. And so what's happening is your diaphragm is opening up.
Yes.
And you're breathing, it's relaxing you, and it's opening up your muscles, and it increases endorphins to flow. So that happy hormone is circulating through your body. It ensures that you sleep better at night. And this is not just with athletes. This has been done in the ancient time. I read about it. This has been going on for over 100 years ago. People used to sit on ice cold water buckets. They would sit on it because they didn't have enough water to ice it to get it cold to take baths with it. They would just sit in it with their hands. Right. You read the same study, yeah. Yes.
I mean, it's almost like hitting the reset switch on your nervous system when you're taking cold showers or an ice bath. It's tremendously effective. I mean, I encourage anybody, within reason, of course, to try it. Of course, we never do anything without our doctor's, physician's permission, because we don't want to hurt ourselves. But tremendously, yeah, you're right. It has so many benefits.
I agree. And Tony Robbins does it every morning. He actually does the sauna and gets into a very cold pool of water and then gets back in and out. It really helps. It helps with lower stress level, which you were saying earlier, resetting the immune system. Helps with stress level. It relieves depression. It promotes emotional resilience, because if you can make it through 60 seconds, it builds that toughness, mental toughness, and it strengthens the immune system. Those are my reasons. Why do you do it, Sun Moon?
Very, very much the same. I don't do 60 seconds. I actually, from the start to the ending, like my shower is literally cold. So I'm in there. Going through the entire process. But I started with the 60 seconds. But it's again muscle recovery. It helps clear my mind. Helps to get that blood pumping. Helps my alertness. It helps everything. I literally feel rejuvenated when I come out of a cold shower. Like I just feel so much better, It's just amazing.
Yeah, when I have a cold, which happened last week, And I try not to do the cold water because I don't want to make my sickness worse. And I miss it because I come out the shower, I don't feel the same. I don't feel this freshness. I don't feel this alert because it's immediate. That's the beauty of the cold shower. If you don't believe anything we're saying, try a 60-second cold shower tomorrow and you will feel the effect.
Oh, yeah.
It's immediate.
You will be ready.
Yeah, you'll have a better day. You have a better day for it because you're already your internal clock is kicked in. You're awake now. Exactly.
Lunide, let's get to the habit loop because I know you started to talk about that prior to the 9 actionable items. So let's get into the habit loop, the neurological loop, because this you're going to explain is how the mind, or somewhat how the mind functions when it comes to developing habits. Am I correct?
Correct. Yeah, so the habit loop is the science behind how you form habits and how you can change habits. Because as I mentioned earlier when we started out, habits emerges without our permission. They are so powerful because they create neurological cravings. And that's why, it's hard to quit smoking. It's hard to quit eating carbs. It's hard to quit sugars because there's a reward associated with it. And I'm going to get into these. So these cravings, they emerge gradually. We don't even know they're happening. That's the scary part. So to create a new habit, we must put together a cue, a routine, and a reward that will that will drive this loop to change a habit or create a new habit. This is considered the habit loop.
Okay.
And so it's a neurological loop that governs any habit. So what ends up happening is we need to define having a cue, a trigger. That's what a cue is. What triggers you to take this action?
Okay.
This cue, it will begin a routine because that action you start taking will become consistent. You'll do it over and over again so that you can get a reward.
Okay.
So understanding these will help change or create new and form new habits. So one example that I can give you is if there is a roving ice cream truck. That's a very powerful cue. You start salivating.
Right.
You know what? Ice cream would be nice, especially on a warm day. Ice cream would be nice. That is a cue. The ice cream truck music is the cue. And then that cue tells your brain to go into automatic processing mode. So it takes a lot of effort to resist the cue, okay? Because the cue, the first initial instinct is to actually satisfy that cue. Is to go into your change bucket and find 50 cents, find $1, find some coins, and run to and stop the ice cream truck.
Right.
So you can get ice cream. That's your cue. It's a powerful cue. So it's anything that triggers it for you. The routine then, the habit is the most obvious element, right? Which is the behavior you wish to change. Smoking or biting your nails, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, drinking water instead of snacking. That's the behavior. That's the routine. That's what happened.
Okay.
And so with that routine, or for the example of the ice cream, you got the cue. The music of the ice cream truck rolls around. You start wanting ice cream. So now you're going to get your money, and then you're going to go over and buy ice cream.
Right.
That's the behavior. You're buying the ice cream, you're going to enjoy that ice cream. Now, the reward is the reason why the brain decides the previous steps that they are worth remembering, right?
Okay.
So the reward provides positive reinforcement for the behavior. So you got you heard the cue, you reacted, you went ahead and bought your ice cream. Now you're enjoying the ice cream. And then you're going to remember the reward. You're going to remember how good this ice cream feels, how nice it was on a warm day to have this ice cream, and how you enjoyed the sugar, how you felt like a kid. Whatever the good feeling that comes with it is now remembered in your subconscious mind. So next time ice cream rolls or music comes around, it's going to be automatic for you to just run to it. Now, it can be said for changing for behaviors as well. You can have, drinking water instead of snacking. That can be a healthy habit, a healthy routine that you replace. So the way to change a habit is, the only thing you need to change is the routine part of it. The reward can stay the same.
Okay.
So that's to briefly tell you about the habit loop. And I want to talk about keystone habits, because keystone habits are crucial, because to disrupt habit around things caused by anything, you have to consider the small wins, the small changes that can help change our habit long term.
Okay.
And keystone habits create a domino effect that change everything around in your life. And I have 8 of them, and I will tell you about the most important one at the end. The first one is having family dinner, collaborating, talking, connecting, bonding. How was your day? How's everything going? Catching up with your family members. That's important. That's a good habit to have, because it will help you with friends. It will help you with other organizations, because family is the first organization we are a part of as family members. And if that is organized, and if there's open communication and there's bonding there, it'll be easier for us to connect with others. And number two is make your bed. Right back to my hit savers, right? Make your bed is important. Finishing what you start and being productive is the first thing in the morning. Number 3 is exercise regularly. Exercise is in the hit savers, right?
Right.
Number 4 is tracking what you eat. If you can't measure it, you can't change it. And this is for a lot of us that, for the new year, we have health goals. We want to lose weight. We want to tone up. If you want that to really take effect, start writing down what you eat.
All right. So kind of journal it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 5, develop daily morning routines. I gotta love that one. Develop daily morning routines. And I'll tell you why it's so important to develop morning routines. Because you are reframing the mind. You're replacing a good habit for a bad one. You already have a morning routine.
Okay.
Newsflash, it's already installed. It's already ingrained. You are already doing several steps in the morning when you wake up. Now, are they healthy? I don't know. That's your call. You let us know, because what we want to tell you is you want to develop healthy, robust morning routines. And the hit savers is the hit savers I just listed is a great start to getting a morning routine in place, because entrepreneurs, Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, everyone, they do all these things on the list.
Okay.
And number six is meditation, part of your morning routine, right? Silence. Remember that. Number 7, planning out your day, journaling, visualizing, visioneering. What are you going to accomplish today? What are 3 things you want to accomplish today? In my app, I add below the I am grateful for, you list 3 things. Right beneath that, it says, what are 3 things I'm going to work on today? And then you list those 3 things. And at the end of the night, you reflect on it. Did you accomplish those 3 things?
Right.
And number 8, which is the most powerful one, is having a strong willpower. Having a strong willpower is the most important habit, because it helps us do better in all aspects of life. We can strengthen it by finishing what we start. And we talked about the making of your bed in the morning. We talked about, there's a book I love, The One Thing by Keller. And he talks about willpower is not at your will. Catch that? Willpower
is not actually a will.
It's not at your will. It's not. You can't call it on at your beck and call. It's not there waiting for you. It's not there. It's not infinite. It's just like money. There's a finite amount of willpower, and you have the most of it in the morning. So why not do it in the morning?
Gotcha. Now is that because just as the day goes on, like we start to get drained, or is it, explain that. I'm just curious.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Throughout the day, it gets drained, because why? We're making decisions all the time. We're deciding what to eat. We're deciding what to wear. We're deciding who to talk to. We're deciding what to work on. We're deciding what email to respond and how to respond to it. And believe it or not, at the end of the day, it is drained. It's depleted. So it's high in the morning. because if you if you have a, you have an eating habit and you're like, I'm not eating sugar. It is very strong in the morning. You're like stern. You're like, I'm not eating carbs, I'm not doing this. But come at the end of the day, after a long day of work, 8 hours, and the kids and running around, you don't have as much a strong willpower. So you will have that snack before bed. And then boom, you fall into this bad habit. So yes, willpower is not at your will because it is depleted throughout the day because of the decisions that we have to make. Now, one thing that I do, one thing that Mark Zuckerberg does, one thing that Steve Jobs did was alleviate the decision making on the minute things in the morning so that you can save your willpower so you can have it for the bigger decisions throughout the day. So what those guys do and what I currently incorporate in my life is I would probably try to wear the same clothes for 3 or 4 days. I have in my closet.
Wait. Say this again. All right. I just want to make sure. So explain.
So for me, what I've done is I purchased a lot of V-neck t-shirts.
Okay.
So I wear the same thing. I wear pants and a V-neck t-shirt.
Okay.
There's no decision making. I need to wear this sweater with matching shoes, and I don't boggle myself with that minute stuff. And if you notice, Steve Jobs wore the same thing every day to his office.
Right.
If you notice, Mark Zuckerberg wears a blue shirt, and that's it. That's his uniform. That's what he wears. Dean DeGrasse is wearing a black shirt all the time. These people are not wasting time trying to figure out what to wear. They know what they're going to wear.
Exactly.
Appearance doesn't matter because they're not wasting their willpower, their precious willpower that is so strong and powerful in the morning, and deciding what kind of shirt, what color shirt they should be wearing today.
Okay, I wanted you to explain that just because, and I think that's awesome because that's one thing I've done. I've drastically reduced the amount of I don't even have a lot of jeans. I only have 4 pairs of jeans, and they're all I just go between. So that's why I was kind of wait a minute, I wanted to hear this just for my own affirmation.
You are on the right path. You are thinking just like every millionaire out there.
Awesome.
Because energy is precious. Now, the other way to actually hone in and keep more of your willpower throughout the day is to prepare the night before. So if you're going to work out in the morning, make sure you prepare your gym clothes, your gym bag the night before. That way you just get up and go. You're not making a decision in the morning.
Right.
And same thing with drinking water. Make sure you don't have to decide whether I'm going to do it or not this morning. If it's by your bedside, you get up, you do it. So place it there the night before. Preparing the night before will help you with your willpower the next day.
I like that. Keeping mindful of all the steps that's important so that you can actually complete those tasks. Like you said, making the bed.
Yep. Meal prepping. You don't have to decide what you're going to eat for lunch. You just got to grab the bag and go. And then you're eating healthier, so it's going to help you consume the right calories.
I like this. I like where you're going with all this. I'm smiling because to me, I'm like, these are things that, at least where I'm coming from what I'm trained in, we try to get a lot of our clients to understand how they can have the benefits and what these benefits can do for them, not just physically, but mentally. So it's great having you here to discuss this, and how it relates to habits and even becoming an entrepreneur. So it's amazing. I really like this. So you've discussed the dealing with willpower. All right. So my question for you is, all right, let's go into you've discussed your robust morning routine. All right. How you do things. So let's learn a little bit more about you. I know you have a podcast yourself, right? Which is called the Best Morning Routine Ever Podcast. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. The Best Morning Routine Podcast is I launched last year because I was curious. I was like, I need to know how to be successful because I am not successful. I looked at my current life. I had nothing going on. I was stressed. I was depressed. I had adrenal fatigue. I was unhappy at my job. And I was just angry. I had negative thoughts. I had automated negative thoughts that ran rancid. I just didn't know how to come out of that. And so I was like, how are people successful? How do they find the courage to leap into entrepreneurship, and how do they sustain it? You know, because it can't just be me that have these issues that combat this stuff. Like, life is not out to attack me and me alone. There has to be a tool, a framework that people use to be successful. So I started the podcast, and I have right now, it's doing tremendously well. The response that I'm getting from the best morning routine ever is beyond my imagination, because I didn't think it was going to do so well. I thought I was going to, you know, by 6 months I was going to have 100 downloads. I kid you not, Sun Moon. Within the 1 month, I had 1,000 downloads. Because people were eating that up. They love the fact that people are revealing to them the steps to success. What do they do in the morning now? And what I end up asking my guests is, they come on the show, I hear a little bit about themselves, they tell me about their business, what they do, and it's phenomenal. I had a woman come on, she helps hoarders declutters their house and organizing. It's amazing the work that is being done. You can make money from anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I said it's truly amazing what it is that, you know, people need help and assistance with, you know, things we don't even think of. And
the beauty of that is finding your purpose. That's the theme. That's the one theme of the show. It's finding your purpose, and the way you do that is adding value. How do you add value to the world around you? How do you add value to the people around you? Because that's what it comes down to. We are tasked. Life has tasked us with an opportunity to help others, to add value to other people's lives, and it's our job every day to find out what that is. And if we find our purpose, then we will live a more fulfilled life. So that's one theme of the show, is to talk about finding your purpose and how to do it. And my entrepreneurs go into details on how they found their purpose and what they had to do, whether it's quieting their mind, whether it's doing what they love and turning that into a business. It's amazing what comes up. So finding your purpose, and then they talk about that, and of course after what their purpose is, their business is, I ask them one question at the end of the show: how do you get up, dress up, and show up?
I love it. I love it.
How do you get up, dress up, and show up? In that question, it embodies so much. How do you get out of bed? What do you do? Because morning routines used to be makeup, getting dressed, grabbing coffee, and running out of the house. It was an external thing. Only girls had morning routines or nightly routines, right? For their face, for their hair, the way they prep themselves, right? But now morning routine is actually beautifying your inner circle, your inner mind. It's more mental health than a physical or a beauty health right now. So when I ask my guest is, tell us about your morning routine. How do you get up, dress up, and show up? What do you do in the morning that sets you apart from the rest of us? Right. And the answers are mind-blowing. They are the 9 items I mentioned.
I love it. I'm sorry, but I'm smiling. I'm excited because I want to tune in and listen.
Every entrepreneur, they do it day in and day out. And I advise everyone to tune in. It's the Best Morning Routine Ever podcast, and it's on iTunes, it's on Stitcher, it's on Google Play, wherever you listen to Spotify, it's everywhere. And you just type in Best Morning Routine Ever, and it will show up, and you'll see all the great guests. And I have people that from all walks of life that comes on the show. All walks of life: finance, real estate, coaching. We're talking about teachers, you name it. Event planners.
That's awesome.
Fitness. We had Miss America. We had all kind of people coming on, and fitness gurus, bodybuilders, vegan bodybuilders.
Oh, that's awesome. I was going to say, I was going to ask you, do you need a fitness trainer to come on your show? Let me know.
I do. I would love to have you on.
That would be awesome.
Something.
Yes, definitely. listen, tell the people, tell the listeners out there how they can connect with you, because I'm loving all the information that you're saying. For me, again, 2020 is the year of clarity, and we need to make things clear so that people can understand and focus on where they want to take their lives. And I know connecting them with you, with how to build good, solid habits, how to start that process, can definitely help them. So tell everyone out there that's listening how they can connect with you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for asking. Yes, everyone can connect with me at lunidlewis.com. That is www.lunidlewis.com, and I offer coaching services just to implement your morning routine, to ease you into it and give you the psychological background to it, just to frame the habits that they stick. There's a form of stickiness. I'm working on stickiness here because we want them to serve you long term, because you can start something and don't finish it because you don't know the tools, you don't know the reasons behind it. And I come in as a coach and I help you set up your morning routine, and not just your morning routine, because if you have your morning routine intact, you are opening yourself up to accomplish any goal that you have set in place.
I love it.
Because yeah, and that's that. So I'm a habit forming coach, and you can connect with me at lunidlewis.com. And when you sign up, when you subscribe to my email list, I will give you my free book, the first one of the habits, Hydrate. The book is called Hydrate. The Power of a Habit Can Form Your Destiny. And it's a free ebook. It's a short read, but you'll get a free copy of it once you subscribe, because I want you to get the ball rolling. I want you to know all you need to know about hydration. They're doing that the first thing on the list, first thing in the morning.
That's awesome. And you, again, you have a book series that you have been working on, which kind of works around your podcast.
Yep. So the next one is a journal that I'm working on, and actually I'm doing a little the benefits of having a journal, and then showing you how to format it so that it works for you long term.
Lunide, I appreciate you so much. I feel this was a great interview. It helped me. It affirmed a lot of my own actions, and I think that this is going to be one of the tools that many people can use to help themselves develop those positive habits for 2020, to actually accomplish their goals. We often say it all the time. I hear it so much. New year, new you. Yeah. Now with the tools that you have talked about today, perhaps they can actually take these, add them to their lives and apply them and make those New Year's resolutions actually stick. Thank you so much.
It is my pleasure, and I want to leave the audience with this. Remember the 9 actionable items, the 9 things you do in just under 10 minutes. So how would you feel if that's the 9 minutes you started your day with? How would the quality of your day, your life, improve? Once again, Lunide Lewis, PhD. Thank you so much for coming to the De La Fit podcast. Thank you, Sun Moon. All right. And we are done. I appreciate all of that. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Sun Moon. I'm crafting my work here. I'm defining it so it's clear and concise. No, you did fine. You did great. I was, as we were talking, I was like, man, there's so much good information. But I know for the time period on our podcast, we've taken it down to about just about 45 minutes. So, and that's most of the interview with the actual interviewee. All right. And a lot of everything is intro and everything. So I wanted to make sure that we touched on a lot of the topics that you had. All right. And allowed you to get and share the information, like you wanted to. So, I'm sorry if at the end it seemed like I sped up just a little bit, but I definitely wanted to get in the fact of where people can contact you, as well as the fact of, your book series. So, and I enjoyed this interview greatly. I think it's amazing the work that you're doing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity, and you were a great host. It really helps flow through the questions nicely.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I want to get you on my podcast, so I'm going to send you my Calendly link so you can book a time with me. That works for you.
That sounds awesome. Send me that, and I will get that prepared. I will send you an email also. I'm going to have my engineer go over and edit the broadcast and everything. We just normally just take out any pauses because I'm horrible. I'll do bleh. And he makes it sound as though I can flow so frivolously without any pauses. So he's going to do that, and then we'll have everything put together, and I will send you a date as to when this will go live.
So you don't have an idea yet?
No, we've actually, I think, and I have to look again, scheduling, because we've got, right now, this is our sixth episode for the new year. So we started interviewing and getting a lot of interviews and things in so that we could have everybody in for this year. Because some of our guests, like you, they travel, they do a lot of busying work. We had an individual, she travels from like east to west coast doing presentations. So last year we had to book and get things set up so that we could start to organize what shows are going to come out when. But you'll get it before, let me see, today is Friday. So you should get that on Monday.
Oh, sounds good.
All right?
Sounds good. Yeah. I want to ask what you're using to record because it's different from what I usually use. I use Zoom or Skype. How did you do the call? What did you use?
So I use Google Voice.
Oh.
So Google Voice allows me to do that, and after everything is recorded, what we do is we send that to the engineer, and he just, does his engineering magic, makes it sound great, and that's about it. I'm sitting in the studio. I have a regular condenser mic and everything, and that's what we've been using, and it works really well. But we also have a mixing board where we connect, because sometimes we have guests on live stream. This is, we might do a live stream broadcasting as well, and we'll have multiple guests come in and out. So this is how we do it.
You're very official. I like that.
We try to be.
And it comes out as an MP3, the Google Voice recording?
Yes. It definitely comes out as I think it's an MP3. I have to talk to Mark. I think it's an MP3, or it's either MP3 or Wave. All right, okay. And then from there, it's changed over to MP3. I have to check, but I think it might be. I think you can set it so it can do either one. Because I know I have seen him do that, so I just want to make sure. I think so.
Very good. Okay. Well, that's all the questions I have.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I enjoyed this. I know you appreciate the energy and the fact that you sharing your purpose with us. So please have a great day. Have a safe day and a happy 2020 to you.
My pleasure. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, you, with the earbuds in their ear. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? When I was trying to get my podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcasts. I like to upload my episodes directly to the app and then promote. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast, make money doing it. Go to anchor.fm/start to join me in the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. I'd like to thank Dr. Lunide Lewis for joining us on this episode of the Day Left Fit podcast, and to thank her for breaking down the principles of how we can formulate a more cohesive and effective morning routine habit that will allow us to in turn become more focused and achieve more within our day. These things are definitely important. Listen, success is not something that takes place overnight. It is a work. It is consistent. It is habitual. It is working unceaselessly. We have to put in the work. But if you don't know what principles to enact, if you don't know what rules to go by, you won't know what rules or what guidelines to follow to get to success. And for everybody, it's a little different. But you know what? We have to have something put on the wall. We need a roadmap. And that's what all of this is about. That's why I'm so thankful to have individuals like Dr. Lunide Lewis on the show. For everybody tuning in, if you want or would like to have the Day Left Fit podcast bring on a specific speaker, a specific individual who you think matches the 360 degrees of holistic fitness and health that we speak of, please don't be a stranger. Hit us up on our email, which is daylifefit13@gmail.com. Also, you can reach us at our website, which is www.daylifefitpodcast.com. We are on Facebook at, guess what? Day Life Fit Podcast. We are also on Instagram at DE_LA_fit podcast. That's right. You can find us on all the platforms, and we are now on Twitter at, guess what? Same thing, Day Life Fit Podcast. So if you are looking for ways to reach out and contact us, ask questions, have us invite speakers and people that you think can help get out a positive message that will help us with our physical, mental, spiritual health, financial health, don't be a stranger. Hit us up on those platforms because we will respond. We're always looking for the best people to come and help us with uplifting fallen humanity. That's right, with uplifting humanity to its greatest. So with that being said, I always want everybody out there to understand this. Please love yourself. Love yourself. Because if you love yourself the right way, I know you're going to love the rest of us. Have a great day. Have a beautiful day. Peace.
You've been listening to the Day Left Fit podcast. Ta-ta for now.